But we are so grateful to have you here over this holiday weekend. We've got a great show. Buskin and Batteau are here. You can't beat that, right? But starting us off, someone who is, I'm sure, no stranger to many of you. Please welcome to the stage, Neale Eckstein.
Hello, you all. Honestly, I'm a little bit in shock that I'm here on the stage playing to a full house tonight. I know you're not all here for me, but it's really wonderful. And I kind of came at singer-songwriter from a long way around, producing albums for others and listening to them work on songs, and some of it rubbed off. My parents moved to North Carolina from the Bronx before I was born with my older brother, and they had run a candy store in the Bronx, and I got to North Carolina, and my mom found a job running a luncheonette. It's unclear to me whether she was the proprietor or worked for someone else, and my brother's vague on the details as well. And my father filled vending machines with cigarettes, and that's how they got started. This is my recollection of growing up there. My mother ran this luncheonette in the center of the town. I was growing up in Durham, 1950s in the South. All the black folks sat at the back of the bus that would drop me at the door, where I could spin on a red swivel stool that was bolted to the floor. Some sat in the front, some sat in the back, and some couldn't sit anywhere at all. Some went to the front door, some went to the back. It didn't make much sense when I was small. It didn't make much sense at all. Mom would fix me an ice cream sundae that I'd take across the street to the barber shop with all the comic books, my favorite place to be. I could watch the 5 Points traffic, listen to the black men with their shears. They kept my flat top neatly trimmed and high around the ears. Some places had separate entrances, water fountains with white-only signs, but the barber shop had none of that. The customers were black and white. My mom, she served everyone, though the black folks never stayed. I never asked why they never sat, just always been that way. Some sat in the front, some sat in the back, and some couldn't sit anywhere at all. Some went to the front door, some went to the back. It didn't make much sense when I was small. It didn't make much sense at all. One day a black man ran into the barber shop, said there was trouble up the street. All the stores were closing early. Woolworths had called police. I ran across Chapel Hill Street as Mom was turning off the neon signs. She grabbed her purse, locked up quick. She parked near the 5 and Dime. The police cars were blocking Main Street. We made a U-turn and sped away. I asked her what was going on. I don't think she knew what to say. I heard the grown-ups talking, watching sit-ins on TV. I was too young to understand it, or maybe I just didn't want to see. But whenever I see a red swivel stool, I smell tobacco haze. And I think about how much has changed and how much has stayed the same. Some sat in the front, some sat in the back, and some couldn't sit anywhere at all. Some went to the front door, some went to the back. It didn't make much sense when I was small, and it still don't make no sense at all. Thank you. So that is on a new album that I have coming out. I have never done a full-length solo album in which I sang all the songs and wrote or co-wrote all the songs. So it's called It's Never Too Late. Figure it out. This is a song I wrote with Matt Nakoa. When I started writing it, and I wasn't sure if it was about my breakup with Joni Mitchell, or maybe Leonard Cohen's breakup with Joni Mitchell. You decide. I sat down on the edge of the bed, watching you fill your old suitcase. Don't forget to water the flowers, you said. I'll call when I get someplace. It was a warm spring day, like the very first day that I first heard you singing in the square. I stopped to listen there while the sky turned gray. Your voice lifted up like a prayer. Seems like 100 years ago, and dozens of thousands of songs ago. But you don't sing for me anymore. You don't sing for me anymore. The sky went from blue, then to gold, and then it faded. Alone in the dark, I saw a shape. I hesitated. A case thick with dust and filled with old handwritten pages, songs you wrote for me to sing that I never sang for you. So that song is also on my album, and it's me, guitar, and a wonderful cello player named Celia Seacart, who's a student at Berkeley. And interestingly enough, you can order this CD now, even though it's not out yet, by going to my website, nealeeckstein.com. And we also, while I'm talking about merchandise, we do have some physical CDs on sale out there. We have Buskin and Batteau CDs, Fox Run 5 CDs, very rare. Yeah, only a few copies left. That's Tom Persada, Matt Nakoa, Jagoda, and my good friend Eric Schwartz, who's here tonight and is going to come up and play with me. This song is also on my album. Eric and I were taking a road trip, maybe Falcon Ridge, somewhere like that. And we put on Chris Christopherson Essentials and listened to it all the way there. We finished that and put on other albums, and I said, I want to write a song like that, like really simple, not a lot of chords, but so this is what came up. And on the record, it's a duet with Betty Sue from Austin. I was wandering lost in a lonely, twisted maze of regret. When you came to the rescue with a jump start to my heart. And then we found the little pieces of myself that I could not accept. And we put them back together. And darling, you and I have never been apart. And that's the way it happens. And it happens all the time. Two people need each other, like a poem needs a rhyme. You had not been broken, though life had never treated you that kind. But somehow you kept praying for just a bit of luck. And together we are stronger, like the strands of a cable intertwined. Tethered to each other, floating high and never giving up. And that's the way it happens. And it happens all the time. Two people need each other, like a poem needs a rhyme. They say opposites attract, but I don't think that's true. It's more like pieces of a puzzle. Together we make something new. In a world that's torn and tattered, we search for the beauty and the light. We're hiding in the shadows, afraid to show who we could be. You help me see in colors, and it's not all just black and white. Kissed away your sorrow. You swept away the misery in me. And that's the way it happens. And it happens all the time. Two people need each other, poem needs a rhyme. And that's the way it happens. And it happens all the time. Two people need each other, like a poem needs a rhyme. Thank you. Well, as many of you know, We lost one of the greatest songwriters that ever lived a couple of weeks ago, Tom Prasad. And Eric and I were fortunate enough to be in a writing group with him called Fox Run 5. And we have the only CD right now out there that we did, but we have so many songs, we'll probably be doing more. We all managed to get together. It wasn't easy to find a day that would work for all of us, and we went to see Tom on May 11th, spent a wonderful day with him, and we wrote this song, and I hope we can get through it. Texting from the turnpike, the latest ETA. Traffic north of Baltimore, Neale says he's on his way. Eric's at the airport with the red-eye blues again. We're gonna get together in the end to see our friend. Crystal whiskey, Dixie cups, samosas piled high. Jagoda smokes, cracking jokes, laughing till we cry. Hey brother, take my Gibson, I don't need it anymore. Jesus, are you sure? Holding this is heavy, you're gonna make me cry. This is how we say I love you. This is how we say goodbye.
Tom, how can we help you? Let's write an effing song that would make me happy, Matt, but please don't take too long. How honest should we make this? How honest can we be? Well, if we can't tell the truth now, how can it set us free? Holding you is heavy, gonna make me cry. This is how we say I love you. This is how we say goodbye.
We sing because we're grateful. We'll sing it to the sky. This is how we say I love you. This is how we say goodbye. This is how we say goodbye. I'm going to do another Fox Run 5 song that Tom recorded, and it's on the Fox Run 5 album with Matt Nakoa singing lead. And we all do it because we like it. Matt has actually been hired to come to weddings to play this song for people, and it's one of those. And I want to send this out to my wife of almost 40 years over there, Lori. Turn out the lights, turn off the TV, turn on that song that made you not leave me. Come take my hand. May I have this next dance? For there's nothing I'd rather do than waltz in the dark with you. It's like nothing's changed, like nothing else matters. Your breath on my ear and the world disappears when you're in my arms. And I want you so, let's take it slow. For there's nothing I'd rather do than waltz in the dark with you. When our song ends, we'll start it again. For there's nothing I'd rather do. There's nothing I'd rather do. Oh, there's nothing I'd rather do than waltz in the dark with you. Not bad for not rehearsing.
Not bad for not rehearsing.
Not bad for not rehearsing. This is a song that I wrote with Tom Prasad during the pandemic on Zoom, and it's about our kids and his kids and maybe your kids too. It's the first song on the new album. It's going to be a single released in a few weeks called Masterpiece. You drew me a picture on the back of a placemat. You were just 4 years old. You said it was you and me, and you gave me a funny face, and I still keep it safe, tucked away like gold. You drew me a picture. We were at a fancy ball. The whole world was watching as we twirled in the spotlight. I see it every night, hanging on the wall. Every picture tells a story of morning glories and fallen leaves. I always thought that I was failing, but you were painting a masterpiece. Feel free to hum along. You drew me a picture. I had a long gray beard. I was sitting by a stream playing guitar. The sky was on fire, and with the autumn choirs I was singing to a symphony of stars.
Singing to a symphony, singing to a symphony, singing to a symphony of stars.
Every picture tells a story of morning glories and fallen leaves. I I always thought that I was failing, but you were painting a masterpiece. I can't hear you. That's nice. Let's do it again. One more time. You drew me a picture of a place that I dreamed of, only it was just out of reach. You drew me a picture, child, but I never realized that you were my masterpiece.
Sing to a symphony. Sing to a symphony of sound.
Thank you all very much. And we're going to take a very short break, and then Robin, David, and Marshall are going to come up here and regale you.